Don't try to overwhelm people with your vast knowledge of electricity and network marketing. They don't really care. Be the dummy that you really are. Don't try to impress people, because now suddenly you become a guru of megawatts and all of this and electricity. Just keep it simple. And the number one thing to be successful is to be enthusiastic. Be excited about it. You can't screw it up if you're excited and you're enthusiastic. And it only takes a few minutes. But simplicity is the key. And all I've heard, and I had a kid 27 years ago that played for me at Frisco, Texas. That was probably the best football player I ever coached. And he was special ed. And that kid taught me one of the greatest lessons of my life. And kids have taught me more than I've ever taught them, I can assure you. But Sammy, when I went to Frisco as a head coach, Sammy was the only returning starter. But Sammy didn't comprehend what Coach Ledbetter was teaching, because Coach Ledbetter was going too fast. And he was saying, Sammy, you got A gap, B gap, onside, back. You got the strong side, weak side. If the onside halfback comes here, you got to flow to the left and go away from strength and all that. And Sammy running off through his head, he couldn't play. Middle linebacker. Sammy didn't make a tackle the first game against Allen. And in the film room that Saturday morning, I lambasted Sammy, because it's hard not to make a tackle and play middle linebacker. Most of you know. You're going to get run over sometime during the course of that ball game. But Sammy came in my office that afternoon, right after we finished the film, and I figured he was going to quit. He knocked on the door, and Sammy came in, and he said, Coach, can I talk to you? And I said, sure, Sammy. And Sammy came in, he sat down, he kind of dropped his head there a minute, he looked at me, and he said, Coach, if you'll let me tackle a man with a football, I can play football. And I looked at Sammy, and I said, Sammy, you're not going to play this game like that. You're going to play this game like I teach it. You're going to play it the way I coach it. You're not going to play it like you just said. And he looked at me again. He said, Coach, if you'll let me tackle a man with a football, I can play football. I said, Sammy, we're not going to do it. Get out. Sammy walked out of my office. I figured he was quitting. I went home that night, I thought about it Saturday night, Sunday. I told Sue, I said, if Sammy is back Monday, I'm going to back off. I'm going to teach that kid a lesson. I'm going to teach him that Coach Ledbetter is a heck of a lot smarter than he is. And I'm going to back off from him, and I'm going to give him a scouting report. We're going to go over film, and we're going to talk about it. And that's it. Sammy, that year, I backed off of it, but Sammy led the state of Texas in tackles that year. Sammy was all state. Sammy was a high school All-American. But the thing he taught me, if you let kids play within their own ability, and you keep it simple, and you do the little things right, and you do the fundamentals, and we carried that through all of our coaching career and through our life, because at South Lake Carroll, I never felt like we had better athletes. I felt like we had maybe better kids. And we had kids that believed in themselves and believed in each other. Because you don't win state championships with kids that are bigger, faster, and stronger. You win with kids that believe in themselves and believe in each other. And that's what you win with in this business. But the amazing thing about this is that Sammy, when I left Frisco and went to South Lake Carroll, Sammy took one class, took shop class. He could read blueprints. And Sammy built me a gun cabinet when I left Frisco. And Sammy, I'd gotten Sammy a job with a home builder there. He's doing grunt work, picking up trash. Couldn't go to college. Nebraska wanted, Oklahoma, he couldn't get to school. He couldn't take a SAT or SAT back then. Sammy could not get in college. But those college coaches would come back and they'd say, Coach, who is that number 50? I'd say, he can't go to college. He can't play. But when I left Frisco, Sammy was working for a home builder there doing grunt work. But Sammy never gave up. You know why? Because Sammy believed in himself. And today, Sammy lives in Stonebriar Country Club. A lot bigger house than Coach Ledbetter will ever live in. Sammy built the cabinets in Jerry Jones's house over in North Dallas. Sammy opened a cabinet shop on Preston Road in North Dallas. And he built all those big, nice cabinets and all that Stonebriar and all that stuff out there. But the one little simple thing about Sammy was this. Sammy never gave up. Life was tough, and it was tough when he was in high school. And it was tough because of his learning disability. But he had one thing. He could read a blueprint. And he could build with his hand. And all those things like that. And the great thing about that is that Sammy made me realize that how important fundamentals are. And at South Lake, of course, we didn't run a lot of plays. We didn't do a lot of things fancy. But what we did right. And we did it over and over and over. And if you go through life, realize that if you do the little things right, and that applies to this business, if you do the little things right, and you do the fundamentals, and you don't ever quit, you're going to get discouraged. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to get told no. And that's okay. That's part of it. Get knocked down, get up. There's no sin in getting knocked down. The sin is in not getting up when you get knocked down. So realize that you got your hands on something, you may never have another chance to do this. You got great leadership up here in Wichita Falls. We got great people up here. We got people that believe in this business. Wichita Falls is wide open up here. All these towns around here are wide open. And you just need to keep working this business. A lot of you get discouraged, I know. A lot of you get told no, and that's okay. But I can't even project what's going to happen in the future with this company and where it's going to go. Because there's going to be a lot of great things happen with it. We haven't seen anything yet as to what's going to happen. But I can remember, we used to meet in we met in a house up here when we started this business up here in Wichita Falls. We met in a guy's living room. Then we moved to another place. We moved to another place. You got the best place to meet right here, many of the meetings that I do in this community right here. I mean, I do the meetings in Frisco and Denton, all over. You got a great facility right here. And there's a lot of opportunities here with all these, with the Iowa Parks, the Burnhams, and the electric, and everything around here, and all that. So, Ray and I are committed to keep coming up here, And we're going to come up here as long as you want us to come up here. You got great leadership in Ray. I don't know about me, but you got great leadership in Ray. I made that point, I hope. If you don't believe it, he'll tell you the same thing. But I truly believe that in talking to Rob, looking at what this company, and we just had a retreat here several weeks ago, and met with all the EDs over at Gaylord and all that, and looked at the projections and the visions of the company and what's going to transpire. I really am envious of the people that are just now coming in this business. And it wasn't, somebody looked at me and they say, Coach, man, if I'd have got in when you did, it'd be different. You were lucky to get in 7 years ago. And I love to look at people when I say that, dude, and I love to say, if you'd have got in when we did, you'd already quit. Because when we got in this business, like I said, we were doing this business with a marker board, drawing X's and O's on the wall. But we had faith, we had a vision, and this company led us to believe that what all they said was going to take place. I truly appreciate what's going on here in Wichita Falls. I truly appreciate the leaders in Wichita Falls. But for the new people that are here tonight, I would encourage you very much to take a very serious look at this. Because I almost walked away from this. I truly almost walked away from it because I didn't need it at that time. I didn't think. But it has enabled Sue and I to do a lot of things that we couldn't do on teacher retirement. And it's enabled us to do a lot of things for our kids and our church and for people and for things that we truly care about. But if I had it all to do over again, I'd still coach and teach 37 years because I truly love that profession. And I didn't coach and teach for the money. And I didn't get in this business for the money. I truly believe that we can help a lot of people. There's a lot of money in this business. But it's not about that $8,000 a month or that $20,000 a month or that $40,000 a month. It's not about being a millionaire and standing up on that stage or driving a Mercedes. I'd rather drive a pickup than a Mercedes. Understand that. That's not what this business is about. And I'll tell Rob Snyder the same thing. That's not what it's about. It's about people generating an extra $500 a month, generating an extra $1,000, $600, $700 a month. That's what this business is about. Okay? And that's what's happening, and that's what can happen in this business. We can put all these big numbers up here. We can try to impress people with big numbers, and they're happy. But that's not what this business is truly about. It's about helping that little school teacher. It's helping that mom stay home with those kids. It's those kind of things that this business is really about. It's for real. Take a serious look at it. I don't know who's here for the first time, but if you are here, or if you've just been in the business for a short time, or if you've been in the business for 2 years, you've been in the business for 6 years, don't ever give up. Don't ever walk away from it. Keep working, and keep talking to people about this, and keep getting no's, because those no's are going to turn into yeses. Understand that. And you're going to get told no, okay? We're about out of time. Ray told me that I had to be down before 8 o'clock because we want to be started home before it gets dark. We don't want to eat any more antelope or buffalo out there.
You got fresh meat. What are you fussing about?
And I'm driving. But, you know, I truly love Wichita Falls. I love the people up here. And, you know, I'd like to commit. I'll come up here once a month or once every 2 months. And, you know, I'm going to continue to work this business. You know, I enjoy working this business. I enjoy people. I enjoy the people that you meet in this business. You know, Sue and I would have never probably had an opportunity to meet Ray and Rebecca if it hadn't been for this business. And they've truly been a blessing to our life. Donnie and Sue, you know, Dominic and Wendy, of course, they haven't been a blessing to us, but you got to understand that Dominic and I go back a long way, and we're great friends. You got to understand that. And I can say a lot of things about Dominic, but he says a lot worse about me. So all I can try to do is get even when he's not here. But we appreciate it. We thank you very much for being here. We got about 3 or 4 minutes. And what I want to do is, since you got Ray up here, and you got me up here, somebody of you got some questions that you want to ask or something that's really been about the company, about anything pertaining to Ignite Stream that you just feel like that you want to ask. I want you to ask Ray Biggerstaff if it's true or false. I want you to ask me, and we're going to try to answer your questions and help you with this. But I'm going to open the floor up for nominations, and we'll just have some questions before we get out. But at 8 o'clock, we're shutting this party down, and we're rolling.